Hi there guys, today we're going to have some fun with files. Imagine I live where I live and I got some files on my computer and I want to send them to you. And I want to send them to you in a manner so nobody can intercept them or read them. And if they intercept them during the transfer, they're going to have a pretty hard time trying to unscramble them. And it's actually quite simple. And there are multiple ways to do this. So today I'm going to show you how to disguise files as images. And you can use these images through a web service and store them there and then download them from anywhere and get the data inside, still hidden as an image. So it's a very old process. We used it a lot in the mid-90s on the early PCs, and I was just fiddling around today and I thought, I wonder if it still works with modern operating systems, and surely why wouldn't it work? It's a very common practice, or at least it used to be. Nowadays it's more, haven't heard about it in a long time. So, first of all, we're going to need a packing program. Something like 7-zip, WinZip, WinRAR, it doesn't really matter. Just one of those types of software. And fittingly enough, we have Adam Jensen on the background there. Okay, so the first thing we do is we go to a drive. I'm on my D drive. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm just going to call it lulz for the lulz, right? And then I need a disguise. So imagine going outside. You are always planning to disguise as something if you don't want it to be discovered. So in my case, it's very easy because I'm a photographer. I take photos, and I take photos in RAW format. As you can see here, some of my photos. And let's see, you can see 10 megabytes. 20 megabytes, you can see there. So there we go, that's an image of some swans, very nice. And you can see it's still loading, it's 20 megabytes. It allows me to hide, but check that out, that's in a RAW format, so in order to use those photos you need to change them to something more suitable like JPEG, PNG or GIF. Doesn't really matter, but it has to be one of those common formats, because not all systems shows RAW formats like this one. So let's see, what do we have? A random picture. There we go. Sunset thing. Let's copy that. And let's rename it. It's very important what we name it. Sunset. So we're going to name it Sunset, and we're going to make the JPG small like that. And it still works, as you can see. Very nice. Tiles. Yes, we prefer tiles. And now I need the files I want to hide. So, or the data. So, let's say it's a text document called something random. It has, opens on another screen, there we go. Random text, save, close. Maybe I want to include another image and maybe a shortcut to something. Maybe even files, you can, there's no limit. Now I got these things, and what I need to remember is my D drive. It's in the folder called lulz, and I need to remember the name of this picture. Well, you don't need to remember them these days, but it's helpful. So let's see, then we are going to mark them all. In my case, I'm using WinRAR, and I'm going to add to archive, and I'm going to select zip archive. Now here's the thing. This is the first layer of protection. You can put in a password right here. And you can make a very, very long password. Random things, right? And I'm even clicking the shortcuts for the OPS. But yeah, some crazy password like that. And you can even encrypt it. We're not going to add a password, but that's the first layer of protection. Well, it's going to be the last layer because we're going to wrap this up in a nice little package just to make everything really hard. And you can add different things, or you can even encrypt the file name so you can't read the file name. Okay, it's zipped. Okay. And here we go. We have this thing called lolzip. Now, I want to hide this lolzip as an image. So I open command prompt. There we go. I go to my D drive. I go into the folder lols. And here's the thing. You need to copy as a binary. Make a binary copy. It's really hard to explain it because you can copy like this, but it's not going to work. You're going to copy the image and file to a new file. Pay attention. You're going to type copy /B. Then we're going to type our image name. You can see it right there. It's sunset JPG. And we're going to type a plus sign because we're going to include this lolzip. Where is it? Zip. There we go. And then we're going to give it the name the observer or people that are going to see it will see. And we're going to call it a file dot. And the last name has to be the same as this one. JPEG. There we go. And we can close this command prompt. And you can see we now have this JPG called haha file. And I can open it and there's nothing suspicious about it. It's just a sunset. So let's cut that out or go into a separate folder. Let's call this test folder. There we go. Paste. Now I could upload this to a image service, but you have to be careful because some image service will compress images and not all of them will work after that compression. But some will. You just have to experiment which image services allows these high def pictures. And it's usually image services that supply free stock footage. You can just Google that, free stock footage. And they allow full uploads of images without compression. That's pretty nice. Okay, if I wanted to, I can now put this in another zip folder and add another password. So I'm having a second layer besides the disguise, right? And if I wanted to, I can put that image in another image if I want to. But just remember, each time you do this, the file size will grow. Okay, so imagine this. You have downloaded this from somewhere on the web and you need to extract the data because right now it's just an image. All you got to do is rename the last name to zip and you should be able to extract it. There we go. The data is right there. Did it include text? Everything is as is expected. So, that's really it. I know a lot of people have made programs and stuff for that. Forget about that. Just learn the process. Do it. It doesn't take long. And all the tools are available freely. I have a full version of WinRAR because I use it a lot and I find it very cheap. But there's also free versions that does the same. So, hope you liked the way to send files over the internet. And I assure you, even government services like CIA or I don't really know who else will be really interested in that. Well, we have some locally in Denmark as well. They are spying like crazy. that really helps defend your privacy. And if you have something they shouldn't be watching, that's a way to do it. And you can look up things like how they decrypt passwords or try to break in and open software files, packed files like that. And it's not an easy process. And if you put a very powerful computer to crack these passwords, if you really make a long and very, very randomized password, and I really mean randomized, it can take months, even years, to break that password. And I just don't think they're not willing to put in the resources unless you're really doing something bad and they really want to know what you're doing. So, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.